is Up for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Tracy. Hello. And Kim.
Hello.
And they're hilarious. I say they're hilarious because today we're talking about what makes us laugh. And if one of you doesn't say me, then I'm going to be upset.
Well, plan to be upset.
Well, great. No, I just think we decided we wanted to talk about different things that make us laugh. Different people, different movies, different situations. And I think the thing that's interesting about it is what you might think is funny, somebody else might not think it's funny at all. So I'm hoping I agree with most of the things that you think are funny. Although I know, Tracy, I know right now there's something that I don't agree with. And if you don't admit to this, I'm going to be mad.
I'm not going to admit to it.
You told me that you think that Al Franken movie is hilarious. Stuart Smalley goes to camp
Stuart
or something.
saves his family. It is hilarious. It is all based on like 12-step programs, and he's in like 6 of them. And it's family situational and dysfunction.
Now,
like,
I love Al
how
Franken.
someone can't find that whole thing from beginning to end hilarious is beyond me.
I can't.
It's a laugh a minute.
I love Al Franken. He used to have like a very short-lived sitcom. Did you ever see it?
I know it was. No, I never did.
It was based in a newsroom. My husband remember
He
what
is
it's
funny. In doses.
Yeah. There's a certain scene in his very short-lived comedy that is absolutely hilarious. It's him getting an airbag in a car detonated on him, and he doesn't know it's coming. It's just really funny. But you think his whole body of work...
Okay, I don't know about his whole body of work, but that movie, I will say specifically, and it was 20 years ago, so I feel like you're holding me to something that I haven't seen in at least 10 years, but I did have it both on VHS and DVD.
Oh, wow.
I know it. Like one was a gift and the other one I purchased. I don't know.
Did he do more than one Stuart Smalley movie?
No, it's the same movie.
Okay. I just didn't know because it had a subtitle. I just didn't know if it was like Medea and it would have like different things.
I don't think so. I'm going to have to look into that, but because he was like big on that character was big on Saturday Night Live at the time.
Yeah.
So then it was a movie and it was hilarious. And it had a lot of actors that ended up becoming famous.
Who?
I don't know any of them.
I don't believe you.
One of the guys who was a detective on Law and Order. I don't remember.
Well, now
why are you questioning me on stuff you didn't prepare me for?
Well, because no one is prepared to talk about Stuart Smalley.
I am usually.
Gosh. And I did mention there's no person that loves Medea more than Tracy either.
My mother-in-law may be one that could be at a close second.
It is hilarious.
She's had the older grandkids over for a movie night, and it's Medea.
Are you kidding?
Mary Ann loves Medea.
Do we know which Medea is
it's
your favorite?
Old school parenting, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I find hilarious.
I can't. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I've never seen I can't.
Now, when you say old school parenting, are you saying like Medea beats her kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
somebody's getting a beating. Someone's being told to shut the hell
real.
up. Like some sort of parenting that's no longer appropriate or allowed. But funny because I knew all these people at some point in my life.
It does not surprise me at all that you like Medea. You're just that's
Thank
fine.
you.
And I mean, there's obviously how much money has he made off those movies?
Well, and I've told this story many times, but when my mom was in hospice dying and I said my goodbyes because I was going to go home to be with my kids when she finally died, which should have been in like a day or two. And I went back to her house to shower prior to getting on the plane, and the phone rings and I answer it, and it's her saying, hello, like Medea. And I'm like, oh my God, I've already said goodbye to you. Why are you calling me? Like we just had a big tearful last final goodbye. So it ended up being hilarious. And for that reason, I will always love Medea too.
Yes.
Wow.
So
I bet you never thought that your lasting memory of your mother would be with Medea.
No, but it's funny.
It's fitting.
That is
It is fitting.
Because it is. That's fitting.
Okay, so speaking of different movies, I'm going to go around the table here. Were there any? If somebody said, "Tell me the one movie that will make you laugh without fail, no matter how many times you've seen it," if there's a scene in a particular movie that you can't get through without laughing, I want to know about it just in case I haven't seen the movie. If you want me to start.
Yes, start.
This is something that I saw when I was probably 9 or 10, and it was on TV, and I think it's the first time I ever remember laughing so hard I was crying at something on TV, and it was Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean,
yes, but not
I've never
that funny.
seen it, but
It has Madeline Kahn and that other guy that looks weird.
Yeah, not that funny.
Oh my God. Well, okay. Well, let me tell you the scene. Because
All
I
right,
wasn't
go
like
ahead.
laughing so hard I was crying through the whole movie.
All right, go on.
But the scene where Gene Wilder is taking Frankenstein out to the public, and they're on stage, and they come out in tuxes, and they both sing "Putting on the Ritz," and they have a little dance number, and it's Frankenstein. It's freaking. Okay, you guys don't think it's funny. It is. Really,
I mean, I'd have to see it to judge appropriately.
I think
Gene Wilder in general. I'm a big fan of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Are you? He scares me.
That's one of my favorite movies, and he was on Will and Grace as well. Gene Wilder. Oh my God, I can't talk. He played somebody's dad. He did him and Jeffrey, who is the African American dancer guy. He's no longer like, yes, him and Jeffrey Hines were both on Will and Grace at some point.
I missed that.
I don't recall.
I love him. He is funny, but I've not seen that movie.
Okay, no, you probably can just go on YouTube and put in Young Frankenstein Putting on the Ritz, and it's so stupid and dumb, but it's hilarious.
Now
I challenge you to
Do you
pull that
love
up.
British humor as well?
Yes.
I know. See,
Monty Python.
But she's a smarty pants, and that's why.
I can take a few minutes of it, and then I'm like,
I think it takes a certain intellect. Not that you're.
that was a snore for those
that a
who can't
honk
see.
shoe? Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
No?
I just don't get it. I mean, I get it. It just doesn't.
It doesn't-
It just doesn't make me laugh.
Okay. Well, back in the day when we were probably in high school, MTV used to have old Monty Python and Monty Python's Flying Circus on. And then they'd also have the young ones. And both of those were British humor, and both of them were very
Were you a
funny.
pot smoker? Because I feel like pot smokers really clung to the Monty Python.
Like it's her.
I was a
it's
literature
her-
major.
I know, but
and I don't think
Rachel's
it's that
like,
funny.
I think I
I'm
can't.
so highbrow.
It's like it's almost like you have a very like old. Not old. What's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for when somebody's just wise beyond their years? Like I can see you being very into that as when you were little.
Yeah.
I just think you have that. That's the way your mind works.
I don't know. Now I feel bad that you
Old fashioned.
You went directly from me liking Young Frankenstein to assuming that I thought that British humor was funny.
And I was right because
And
they're similar.
They are similar. No, I agree.
They're that not funny.
I have never watched an entire.
You are drawn to.
I've
That
never watched an
explains
entire
me.
anything of Monty Python. Never.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest that you.
I mean,
my
people
family
like
never did
roll at
either.
that whole bring out your dead scene. I don't think it's that funny. I'm like,
Okay, I don't even know what
no.
you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. I understand it. It's an acquired taste, but one that I have. So I say Young Frankenstein Putting on the Ritz is a must-see comedic moment. Tracy, what do you remember?
Okay, I don't have a movie yet. I'm sure one will come to mind, but I do have a sitcom.
Okay.
That is, if I could watch one that makes me laugh every time, it is, I think it's season 3, episode 4, maybe, of the
Perhaps.
something in that area, the middle.
Oh, which one?
When mom ate Axel's toenails.
Oh yes, and in the potato chip bag.
When I tell you, I laugh from beginning to end. And I've never eaten my son's toenails, but I identify with that whole thing, the whole episode where she's just like aggravated with her life, and a girl from high school ended up being on Wheel of Fortune, and she's like just jealous of it all, and then she eats her son's toenails by accident in an empty bag of chips, and then she goes to her mom's for a few days because her life is just like off the rails.
Yep.
And like every part of it is hilarious. The kids' reaction, their ideas of how to fix mom, which is her problem, not theirs. And I mean, like, the whole thing is hilarious.
Well, I think that show in general, I don't think I quit watching after the kids got a little bit older, but sometimes it hit a little too close to home. And maybe that's what made it funny. It's like, I got it.
I feel like the writers knew us. Yes. Because some of the episodes I'm like, well, let me name each kid, you know, that's you, that's you, that's you.
Yes.
Like, everything just hit so hard on that.
There's an episode we have on our DVR from when it aired of The Middle. It's called The Jump. And that episode is the story of my flipping life. And the reason that they call it The Jump is because I think Sue at the time was like trying out for volleyball. And the kids wanted to see how high Frankie could jump off the ground to see if like she could touch like, the board. And there have been moments, I don't know why I allow my kids to do this, where they'll say, Mom, can you do that? And they video me.
Oh my God, you let them do that?
I do, and it's ridiculous. And then they'll do it like in slow motion. Like it's always something. Like Maddie will go, just give me your best dance number. And for whatever reason, I'll just do it because I'm dumb that way.
If you watch Putting on the Ritz, you're going to have a whole new dance number.
But the episode is basically her getting mocked by her family the entire episode. And then she brings home a gross, ratty dog because that dog is going to never make fun of her. It's going to love her unconditionally.
Is its name Pete?
Yeah, it's called The Jump. And I'm telling you, it is very relatable. It's one of the best episodes
I do love that you do that for your kids. And I have seen the screenshots that they take of you.
I do. And I don't know why. And maybe it's like more like, I don't like being the center of attention, but with them, well, they're relentless. They will not give up until I do something. Like one night we were sitting and Maddie was just like, it was really it was during COVID. Maddie decided that she wanted to hear me sing karaoke. So like she would pick the songs and then, and I did. I don't know why I did.
And you let her record it?
I did. Yeah.
Did you do Funky Cold Medina?
No, but she wanted me to do like really dumb Christmas. It was just, nobody's going to think it's funny.
Hidden videos come back out like for your wake or something.
That's what I think. There's going to be
I
a
hope.
board.
My fingers are crossed.
Every horrible picture. No, I always say you're not going to have any cute pictures of me at my funeral because they're all going to be, me looking terrible. They film me when they skip.
But I could tell you that I would laugh hysterically if I ever walked into a funeral and it was a board full of photos
of
like
nonsense,
horrible faces or like whatever
but that
nonsense.
would make people laugh.
It would. It would be like your whole life right
something.
there.
I love it. Now, Kim, is there one that you thought of?
Well, if we can come back to sitcoms because I do have
absolutely.
one, but I'll do movies just because I was thinking. So you have a very highbrow sense of humor, and I have a ridiculously immature sense of humor because I was trying to think of movies that made me want to pee my pants.
Yes.
Bridesmaids. Several scenes in Bridesmaids.
Yes. I can think of
when
the
they
one.
have the
Yes.
bad food.
Yes.
But the funniest scene that was when she took Valium and drank on the plane, Kristen Wiig, and she was going up and down the aisles and she was pretending like she was Hitler. I mean, it got out of control and I don't know why. Anything that has to do, that made me really laugh. There is a scene in Wedding Crashers with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, and it's the dinner scene, and it's when Vince Vaughn's love interest is like doing weird things to him under the table.
Oh, okay.
And it just gets out of control. And do you remember that? Do you?
I saw that movie so long ago, I don't remember it.
Oh, goodness gracious. And then Joe and I, my husband and I were talking, the Nutty Professor, the dinner scenes, and the Nutty Professor.
Tracy claps for
Like
that.
Sherman,
It's Medea.
is it Sherman? And then like, is it Michael Douglas was the only white man that ever, I'm not going to go on, but those dinner scenes they're classics. I mean, I will just I don't know anything that's immature.
Yeah. I was over here going like, Hercules.
I mean, it is. Those are classics. In one more,
Yes.
just because I love Coming to America. I hate that they ever made another one, but
They did?
They did. I never saw it, but I've heard it was terrible. The barbershop scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Where Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall play all those characters. I don't know. My brother-in-law, Mike, can quote every line in that movie and talk like them, and he does it every time. It's great. So those are really
That is a very good. Actually, I was thinking, I was like, what movies make me laugh and stuff? What stand-up comics make me laugh? And I thought, I wasn't going to say Eddie Murphy, but all those movies in the 80s, like Beverly Hills Cops,
classic movies,
those were
so good.
Yeah.
So the Nutty Professor, oh my God, it was so funny and so endearing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just don't feel like they make I don't know.
Maybe
I just
it's because
feel
we're
like,
older.
Maybe it is. I
don't
know
know.
that a younger generation, obviously, thinks
funny's
other
funny.
things are funny. Funny's funny, but yeah.
No.
I don't know, considering what you think's funny.
Well, let me go ahead and challenge you another one. We were talking about sitcoms or shows, and I decided that just in the first blush that the show that made me laugh consistently out loud, and usually TV shows don't make me laugh out loud.
I know what you're going to say.
Consistently out loud, hands down, Arrested Development.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Why? What were you think I was?
I was
gonna say?
thinking 30 Rock.
Well, I like 30 Rock. I like Parks and Rec. I like those, but no, Arrested Development.
I've never watched it.
The first my son Sam says that the first season of Arrested Development is the best first season of any show ever made, and I will agree with that.
Okay.
I've heard great things about it. I'm not opposed. I know that it has to be funny,
and
just with the people in it.
Yeah, and I think that Jason Bateman's really funny, and he's funny in a not a laugh out loud way. But the straight man, like he can just give looks that are funny. Well, his role in Arrested Development is the best. So yes, I think you should watch that. Okay.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be The Office. That's what she said. I know. I mean, I am 50, almost 53 years old, and the amount of times I say that in any given day.
Me too.
It's so inappropriate, and I try not to say it, and I can't help myself. Like, I will be at a doctor's office.
Wow.
And they will say something, and I'm sitting there trying so hard. And then I'm like, I say it, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, I have a problem. Like, I don't know why I have to say it.
I don't know why either.
I can't let it go sometimes when it's that good.
Not sometimes. You can never let it go.
Oh, that's true. Although I don't think on the last podcast I said it, because you guys get mad at me.
I do.
So
I don't get mad at
Rachel
you.
does.
I do.
Yeah, Kim laughs.
I
Rachel
love
gets
it.
mad.
I can't encourage it.
I know it's wrong. I said that.
But I do laugh. After I get mad at you, I still laugh. So
When it's so good, like when it fits so perfectly.
That's what
you're
she
like,
said.
there we go. And we're done.
Exactly. And
You gave it
scene.
right to me.
I know. That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Sorry. And my kids will say, please don't say that's what she said when we go somewhere.
My girls get really, they think that is so immature. And I'm like, I hope I don't ever not think that's
One
immature.
of my kids recently asked me to please don't try to be funny, like at XYZ. Excuse me? What do you mean try? Because this is
succeed.
effortless. My comedy is effortless, and I am funny every time. And it was difficult for me to
censor yourself?
to censor myself. Yes.
Well, I was thinking of all these shows, and then I had to admit, and it's not that I faithfully watched this show, but anytime I would stumble upon it, I would laugh. America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, yes.
I didn't think I was slapstick, somebody falling is
see
hilarious.
People get hurt.
It is.
Show was great.
I will laugh until
Me
I cry.
too.
My sides hurt.
I love that show.
When I was first married, back 30 years ago, whatever, 25 years ago, and I lived a couple hours away and you still paid long distance.
Yes.
And I would call my sister baby. And when America's Funniest Home Videos was on Sunday nights and we would watch it together for an hour, paying long distance, I ended up not being able to do this after like a month or two after the bills came. But just to laugh with someone at the same time.
That show is great.
And I mean, they go down a slide, someone gets racked going down a rail. I'm hysterical and I can't stop. And the next one comes and there I am laughing harder. I don't know what my problem
There's
is.
something funny about seeing somebody do something stupid but not really get hurt.
Yeah.
Like not.
We don't even know if they're not hurt, but
Well,
these
no,
are
but they're
these are
pride.
not staged. I
It's
guess
just-
after a few years they probably were staged, but most of them at the time were.
The old ones are they're great. That's a good one. I would have not thought of that. I mean,
And I
that's
never
just
used to
something
think I was like very like pratfall sort of humor, but because I don't like, maybe I like it because it's real.
Yes.
Because stuff like the Three Stooges bugs me.
Agreed.
Hate it.
Jack Tripper, Three's Company.
Okay,
aggravated.
No.
He fell all the time.
It's over. every episode's the same. I love him.
Yes.
And it's hard for me to say, but that
Maybe he had vertigo.
he was too much. his what do you call that kind of comedy? Prop comedy? Like, what do you
Slapstick?
call?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean slapstick. Almost
Physical.
like a Jim Carrey, where it's just like enough.
Yes. Take it down a notch.
What about when Dick Van Dyke almost trips over the
stool every time?
Yeah.
but then he
Same.
doesn't. He sidesteps
Same
it. Oh my
seas-
gosh.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
physical humor at its best.
Physical humor, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So Tracy, did you have any other shows? I was
Yes.
gonna. We'll finish up either shows or movies,
Okay.
and then we'll swing back around to like specific people.
Okay.
Okay.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Love.
Love every one of them.
Love every one of
My
them. Me
kids
too.
and I have watched it, like the original. I don't even know how many times.
Rowley is the best.
It is. That is a
When
great
he
movie.
goes with Rowley's family on vacation, and they ask him what kind of ice cream he wants, and then they get one cone with like 3 or 4 scoops stacked, and they're sharing it, and his face is like, oh my god, and his scoop's like in the middle of it, like just stuff like that, or like. They're like go around the table saying something nice about somebody else or what you love, and he's the fear in his eyes of having to say what he loves about one of them is hilarious.
That's a great movie that you can watch with your kids.
You can watch it with your
and
kids,
it's not.
and I will choose it.
Yeah,
so it's
it
not even them
is
choosing.
Which
such
one
a
is
good
it? Was it
movie.
the original one?
I think that's the original, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was the original.
Okay.
That and anything Simpsons. I always liked the Simpsons.
And I never used to watch The Simpsons when it was new and on, but now that it's in reruns, I catch it, and that is funny.
One of the scenes that I say way too regularly was the guy who worked in the Quickie Mart, and he'd gained some weight. Anyway, like she comes in and he says, "Thank you for the use of your pregnancy pants," and I say that all the time because he had gotten the maternity pants at like Goodwill or something. I don't
my
know.
God.
It was funny.
Flanders is funny on that one.
Yes.
Joe will always say, what was it? Howdy diddly do, neighbor. I don't know, however he says it. You know, we watched that like religiously when it was new.
See, I never did.
And we don't watch it anymore. But then we became, and it's terrible because it's not appropriate and it's not politically correct. But Family Guy gets me, and so we watch after it kind of premiered. You know, after it had already. I can't help it. That show.
It depends.
And I'm not even big on animated things, but it makes me laugh.
Every single thing is inappropriate.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's you know what you're getting when you watch that. So.
Well, Sam used to watch it, and it would be on, and they'd have a game. They'd take bets on at what point in the episode I would say, "Okay, that's it," and I'm out.
Turn it off. Or yeah.
So it usually happened. Usually they take it just one step too far. And I was like, I can't. But, along those same lines.
I never heard Jack laugh so hard watching that show. And it would be like the throw up scenes, or it would just be something.
There
a
was
lot
a
of times
certain
they didn't really
craft.
get it, you know?
Yeah. Because that was not on Showtime. So, I mean, it was like on Fox or whatever, but it wasn't paid TV. So they walked the line so closely on every single episode that would be difficult to do.
They knew things way ahead of time. And I'm going to use one example. They used to make fun, and this is long before he transitioned, of Bruce Jenner. They made fun of Bruce Jenner. There are episodes out there about him becoming a woman. It's like almost like Seth MacFarlane. You know, he has such an in to Hollywood that he just knew these things. Yeah, they're very good at predicting the future. Family Guy is. If you watch it, regularly.
Well, I poop. I'm like, oh, not Family Guy. But I'll tell you, right along with it, one that I absolutely love that I just am embarrassed sometimes to say that I love is South Park.
I know they have
I think
funny
South
episodes.
Park is fantastic. I think it's a social commentary. I think it's inappropriate. I think it's hilarious.
And I've only seen a few. I never got into it, but I probably would think it's funny. I just haven't.
Yeah, there are a few episodes that are really, really funny.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd like
More
it,
than
but
a few,
I did.
but there are a couple that stand out to me.
Okay, Kim, do you have any other movies or TV shows or anything like
TV
that?
shows, I have. I absolutely loved 30 Rock.
I did too.
And there was one episode, and Joe and I were talking about it last night, called Reaganing, which I think was a culmination of the best 30 Rock episode that ever was. First of all, I can't even go into detail with Tina Fey, and she was kind of having traumatic flashbacks of her childhood, and
she was awkward.
It was awful. But Alec Baldwin was his shining moment. He was helping Tracy Morgan with a commercial, and he impersonated Tracy Morgan and did it perfectly. And he impersonated Ronald Reagan. The whole episode, it's just, I highly recommend if you've not watched, it's called Reaganing. I had to look it up. One of the best episodes ever.
I will watch it.
And then I'm not a big rewatching things and rewatching things. Like I love The Middle and I loved even Seinfeld, but I don't. Joe and I watch it every night going to bed, and I will be so sad if they ever take it off syndication. We never watched it in its heyday. King of Queens.
Oh, I've
the funniest. It is the funniest, in my opinion, sitcom out there.
It is hilarious.
Kevin James really hasn't been able to recreate the magic in that show, but Stiller.
Ben Stiller's dad.
Jerry Stiller. First of all, that guy was a legend. He was on like Seinfeld for a decade, and then he was on King of Queens for a decade.
Absolutely.
The two of them, it is, I laugh out loud every episode of that show. And I'm not saying the whole way through. And what's her name? Is it, oh my God.
Remedy.
Lisa. She was excellent.
Is it Lisa?
Is it Lisa?
No.
It's on the tip.
Remedy.
Leah Remini
Yeah.
is in it. I don't know. It's an all-star cast, and I am telling you, it's on all the time on TBS.
I agree.
All the
And
time.
it's funny all the time.
All the time. It's great.
Okay, well then I'll have to. Yeah, we usually just have Seinfeld on in the background.
I know, and that used to be our go-to, and then they started putting in the King of Queens all the time, and it's so good.
Okay, Tracy, you have any other shows or movies?
I'll probably interrupt later in the podcast
That'd
when
be fun.
we're not supposed to talk about that.
Okay. Tell me now, specific people, like stand-up comedians that never fail to make you laugh.
Okay. I didn't know you were going to ask.
I know,
that.
it's a surprise question.
Okay, hold on. What's the one guy that I like? Gary Shandling.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Always
yes.
hilarious.
Yes.
Always hilarious.
We just recently rewatched some of the It's Larry Sanders Show.
Oh, God.
Larry Sanders Show.
Joe and I
Not
watch
It's
that
Gary Shandling.
Yeah,
all
Larry
the
Sanders
time.
Good
So-
stuff.
He's so good.
Hilarious. We used to watch his stand-up. I was always big on stand-up comedians like Brad Garrett. Before
Garrett,
he was on
we saw him in
Everything About Raymond. Yeah. Is that everything? Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah. Before
Everything
that,
about him, too.
We
He
sound
is
so
one of the
old.
funniest.
We get everything wrong until we say it the second or third time.
And talk about inappropriate and I've never. He's
Horrible.
Horrible.
I don't think he could even still do
I don't think
stand-up.
he could. He does have a show in Vegas, and I'm like he and like a couple other guys. I don't know how he could ever get away with what he did, but he used to be on Bob and Tom all the time. He was a regular before he hit it big.
Yep.
And Joe and I, we've seen him a couple times.
Raunchy?
Raunchy, but just freaking hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah. He's inappropriate. Yeah.
So that was another good one. Oh gosh.
Let's
now
play
I'm
this
stuck.
game. Yeah. Describe him. Her. Him.
I don't think I should. So let me think about some.
Kim, you have any?
I mean, we've seen like back in the day, I don't know, it's been a while, like Jerry Seinfeld, he was okay. He was
okay.
entertaining. I've seen Chris Rock before. He's kind of, I think he's just over, not anything anymore. He was funny, just kind of crossed the line with the whole racial thing,
Right.
like that kind of stuff. No, I mean, I'm just not, I'd have to really, I don't know. That's just not my,
Not your thing?
not my thing. I do find them, going to him funny. It's just
Right.
that's not something that I would choose to do first.
Well, I initially thought of course, Bob Newhart, which you
yeah.
all know how much I
You
love
love
Bob
him.
Newhart. And of course, Conan. But I was thinking, I saw John Mulaney this summer. And I thought John Mulaney, although
hilarious.
it's all in his delivery. And I really, really like him. But ever since his weird drug thing, I don't know, something.
When you just know more about his real life.
Yeah, now that I know a little bit more about him, it's still funny, but
he's
there's
just a
something in the
train-
back of
he's
my
a train
mind.
wreck.
Yeah, he's a train wreck. And the other people that I was thinking of, God rest his soul, one of my favorite stand-ups was Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Bernie
I
Mac
did like
makes me
Bernie.
laugh.
Oh my God, Rachel, I haven't thought about, yes.
Bernie
I love
Mac.
his show.
And Cat
Bernie Mac.
Williams. For some reason, I'm a huge Cat Williams fan. I think he's hilarious.
Okay, that's surprising.
That is a hot take for me. Yeah.
I love Cat Williams.
I have one that I thought of stand up especially is Cedric, the entertainer.
Said.
I love.
I don't know if I've ever seen one of his shows,
I
but
haven't
he
either.
is
Oh my
funny.
gosh, for real?
He
I
is
have
funny.
to tell you, I don't even know which one. I'll have to look up what it's called.
He's
I do think
adorable.
he is adorable. I
imitates
do think
Kelly
he's funny.
Clarkson. Oh my God. It is hilarious. It is like one of my favorite scenes is
Yeah.
when he does the Kelly
No,
Clarkson
I think he's
thing.
funny.
Yeah, no, his whole thing, hilarious. Trying to think of who else I really
I was gonna say any other just people, maybe not stand-ups, but people, because I had on my list of someone that I think steals any scene in any show that I see him in is Danny McBride.
Oh my God!
mean,
yes.
Are you watching? What is it? Inglorious.
No, it's the
Righteous
Gemstones.
Righteous
Gemstones.
Gemstones.
Inglorious
Joe and I have watched
Bastards
it all.
Gemstones. He's great.
We even watched Vice Principals.
I did too.
And I haven't done the Eastbound and Down yet.
Also
Or is that-
horrible.
I know.
And in the best way.
I just came upon him recently.
But him in Pineapple Express, his role, like he steals every scene, like the fight scene.
I think
He
he went to my high school. It's
He's
part
one
the
of
problem.
the funniest. Oh my God.
I don't know how he is in real life, but I swear to God,
bet
he
he's
is
the
like
same.
everybody I went to high school with, and like. I love every single show that he's in.
Me too.
Every character. It's the same character.
It is the same character.
But it's
in
so
a different
good.
And then
socioeconomic,
his big
whatever. He
teeth
moves around,
sidekick.
but he's the same.
Who is
I
that
don't know
guy?
who that guy is, but he's
Because
hilarious.
he's in Vice Principals and in the
Yeah.
Righteous Gemstones. He's hilarious too. Oh, God.
Uncle Baby Billy
Uncle Baby Billy
from the Righteous Gemstones.
And I
Yes.
love him too. No, those are all shows that people have to
He's
watch.
so immature. That's what I love about him. The amount of, I'm just going to penis jokes.
Yes.
The amount of that's why he's dirty.
He is.
And he's kind of like he's stuck
I'm
in.
not comfortable the way you said
I
dirty.
know. I meant like he's just like physically dirty, and he's like kind of like his hair is like from the 70s, and he's kind of I love him.
Everything.
Everything about him. I would love to hang out
110%.
with him for like an evening.
Yes.
And just listen
Absolutely.
to him be stupid.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that's all he does. And it makes me laugh every time.
And I am
That's
here for the
great.
stupidness. And when you said, I am a poop humor person.
yes, you are. I'm not.
Absolutely.
I know you're not.
I'm not.
Like, I feel like you get offended, and I think it's funny when you get offended. My kids get mad because, like, ad lib, Mad Lib, whatever. I would always say, like, poop 30, whatever.
You sound like Mary. I think Mary used poop in every
and we've
one of
played
those.
those games, like, what's it called on your TV now where you play it on your phone? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's
I
like
do.
games you can play.
Yeah, I do.
And
I don't-
oftentimes my answer would be like poop, whatever. And then all the answers would come up on the screen.
all
And
know
they're
it's
like,
you.
well, mom's number 3 because she puts poop for everything. And it's funny every time.
I thought she was going to say mom's number 2.
the fits.
See?
The fits he throws in the Righteous Gemstones when he's mad at his dad or his siblings.
Oh.
The fits he throws. I mean, it's just
Who doesn't want to throw a fit like that every day? Me. I promise you.
one of his Pontius, his son.
Pontius.
Yeah, that show. I don't know. Anybody listening, I'm telling you, you're missing out if you
we
have
are
not
giving
watched
all
that show.
the hits right now.
The only other person I can think of that's a scene stealer in anything that I see that I laugh out loud is Zach Galifianakis. I love him.
He can make you feel really uncomfortable, kind of like Michael Scott on The Office.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
you just like cringe at that's how good he is.
That Between Two Ferns
Oh, yeah.
talk show that he does,
Oh,
the
yeah, I don't think I've seen
mockumentary
it.
talk show, hilarious.
He's an odd,
He's so weird.
dude, but man,
he makes me
he's
laugh.
funny. God, Rachel, you had a couple. You really,
I
that's a couple
dug deep.
good ones.
Yeah, I dug
Yeah.
deep. Anybody you think not funny?
We all know how I feel about Adam Sandler, so we don't have to go on. There's nothing funny about
And
him.
we all know how I feel about Kevin Hart.
yeah,
I'm not
I mean,
feeling it.
No,
And Jimmy Fallon. Both of those people are out.
Wow, you
Fallon's-
guys are really coming
Jimmy
for
Fallon
people.
with the beard. Jimmy Fallon tries too hard. He's a tryhard that just was fine on SNL, but then just like he's become really, really cringeworthy lately. I don't know. He bugs me.
I don't watch it.
What are your thoughts on Jim Gaffigan?
I love him.
I love him. That's a
too.
good one too.
Yeah.
I like him because anyone he's clean. Like
He just
anybody
keeps it real too.
Yes.
It's funny, but there's nothing
He's very like
dirty about it.
Yeah, I love him.
Let me see. Ricky Gervais.
Yes,
don't
I think
love
he
him.
can be a lot.
How do you not love him when you love British humor? And
Just because
he walks the line of British humor and
I like
American
him
humor.
the most
I
when
like
he
him.
hosts award shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about because he just crosses. I mean, I think I would have loved to
No.
see what Will Smith would have done to him.
Ew.
That's what I kept thinking the whole time I was watching the Oscars. If Ricky Gervais, and I think he even tweeted something too, if Ricky Gervais would have said that.
Like, thank God I wasn't up there. You got any more, Tracy?
I'm trying to think, and I'm looking. Rodney Dangerfield, I don't find funny.
Nope.
I think that a lot of men find Rodney. I don't know why, if it's just because
He's a man's man.
he's a man's man. Yeah. I never like Bobcat
Goldthwait.
I never got
oh my
his
gosh.
humor.
No, shut up.
And
His
I think
voice,
a lot of guys I went to
shut the
high
hell
school
up.
with thought he was the fun.
He was in that movie One Crazy Summer with John Cusack, and I sat in that movie theater and I was like, do I have to listen to him talk like this the whole time?
God,
Yeah.
It wasn't funny.
terrible.
Dave Chappelle.
There was a time I liked him.
I
Not
like
so much
this show.
anymore.
I'm going to say something controversial now.
Can't wait.
Are you prepared?
I'm ready.
I don't find Robin Williams to be very funny.
Robin Williams is a better serious actor than he is a comedic actor.
Just like I said about Adam Sandler, the other podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. He's just kind of manic.
Yeah.
Like I didn't follow his train of thought. It wasn't that he
was good at certain scenes, but it was just too much.
No, you're right. I didn't.
Okay.
No, I believe I don't
Like Miss Doubtfire, not that funny. Get over I like 2 minutes in, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Kind of the same with Tootsie. 2 minutes in and I'm
I don't
over
know.
it.
I kind of love Tootsie.
I like Good Will Hunting. I like his serious.
Yes.
His serious
Yes.
stuff. So I did like Tootsie.
I did.
I liked
know
it,
why.
but I'm just saying like it
I
gets
think
old
it's
to me.
because I liked the
What about Tom Hanks?
I wouldn't say that I find
Oh my God.
well, Siri didn't understand. Maybe she didn't understand why we didn't find Robin Williams
That's right.
funny.
I don't understand.
That's weird. I have my phone on silent too. I don't know if I consider him very comedic. I think he's a really good actor.
All right.
But what do you think?
I like him. I
like him.
Well, you know how I feel about Forrest Gump,
I know.
but I think that he's the best when he's like bosom buddies. That's the Tom Hanks
Yeah.
that I love.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was
Before
like
he took himself too seriously.
I don't know.
Okay. Are you mad about it? Because you appear mad.
I'm not mad. I just think I don't know. Maybe he was meant to do more of the roles like Colonel Tom Parker with the weird accent and
Yeah, I didn't like him in
That was
Elvis.
so horrible.
Okay, it was okay. I was upset that you posted on Facebook that you hated the Elvis movie and
I
couldn't
loved
watch it.
it.
I loved it.
Well, okay, you can love it all day long. I don't have to. I watched it. I ended up watching the second half, and it got a little bit better. His accent was horrible, Tom Parker. The whole thing, I did not love it. I barely liked it.
I think I enjoyed the being fancy, the cinematography. I loved the
Yes.
costumes. I loved the singing. I loved how Austin Butler played Elvis. No, I did not like Tom Hanks in that, but I don't think you were supposed to. I mean, I think that maybe he did his role right
Because
by
he was gross.
being the disgusting human being that he was.
I guess I expected it to seem more like a story of Elvis, and I didn't feel like it had very much to do with Elvis.
No, it was
Yeah,
more
with
about
that
him.
director, you would never get. Yeah, you wouldn't get that with him.
And I was
His
probably
is like
expecting that, but
yeah.
the accent was ridiculous, and I was
Well,
like,
I was
what
confused.
am I watching?
I didn't do any research.
I
didn't do my research, so I was like, I turned to Lillian or my mom, and I was like, "What's the deal with his accent?" I thought it would be a Southern accent since they were in Memphis
He was
or whatever.
foreign, wasn't he? I mean, he wasn't from.
No, he didn't have that
No,
accent.
no. He was from Germany.
But that's not. That's
No,
what
he
I said.
was from the West Virginia.
No, he wasn't. You
Yes,
missed
he
the
was.
you missed the whole thing.
No,
But that I think that they said that he lied about being from. I don't know.
No,
I
he
don't-
came
That's
over
what I-
without like a passport. He was like a war. He had like
what was he, 3? No, he was from.
no.
Nope. I'm not buying it.
Well, someone needs to tell Tracy that Colonel Tom Parker was really from overseas because he was, and then he lived
can say
here,
that
and he was
1,000
hiding, and that
times,
was the
and I
whole
don't
thing.
believe you.
He couldn't go out of the country because he didn't have a passport because he
think
had got in here illegally.
Have you
I think you're
watched
believing
any-
Tom Hanks. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Have you watched any footage of what the real accent is? Like what he really does sound like in real life? Like how close to Tom Hanks was to it? Maybe that'd make you feel better.
I don't think so.
I think it's because Elvis is so near and dear to her heart that
And I think he's still alive. So
it
whatever.
hurt your heart
Stop.
that maybe they just didn't do it in a way that you would have thought would have done him justice. Because it really
Maybe.
just showed what fame does to people. It's terrible.
Oh,
was bad.
absolutely.
Okay, so
And I
let's-
think people back then were really taken advantage of.
Oh,
so.
absolutely.
More so now. I mean, now there's more protections in place, obviously, for them. But
Yeah.
and more information. To be.
and he was not, the brightest bulb, and
Yeah,
but he
no.
was handsome and
a good singer.
good singer.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up the our talk about laughing with situations that you think are funny. And I only bring this up because there's one situation that gets me every time. And it's when you shouldn't laugh. When you're sitting, there's always someone that you're with.
Women's retreat.
Yeah.
knew
That
you
you
were thinking
should not laugh. Like, I can't sit next to my mom anywhere. Church, a funeral, Doesn't matter where I am. We will start laughing about something, and then you have to try to stop laughing, and then that makes it funnier. So I just didn't know if anyone else has a problem with that.
Yes, we all do.
Absolutely.
I think, Well, the women's retreat, there was a certain incident where we were all there, and
It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. It really was.
it wasn't mine. I thought it was hilarious.
I felt so bad, but once you start, and then it was really quiet, and then you knew you weren't supposed to laugh, and then it just kept going on and on.
Yeah.
Of recent memory, because I'm sure it's happened many, many times in my life, that's one of the moments of my life that I was like, I literally had no control over myself. And every time I see this individual, it brings me back.
And I feel horrible. I mean, I just look at her and I think,
don't.
oh, she must
I
hate
don't
me.
feel horrible about it because it just, nothing personal. It was just, we can't even talk
And
about it.
I can't.
I do. I laugh with my whole body. So I'm like shaking, laughing, ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
I love laughing like that, even
Yeah.
at someone's expense. It's not personal. It's just, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
the whole thing
it's a
was
good one.
hilarious. Speaking of sitting next to people, I can't sit next to you in a movie. You know, I made that rule.
Oh, yeah. Because she
What,
talks.
10 years ago. She talks. She
Yes.
talks loudly.
You know what? The Forgetting Sarah Marshall opening was shocking.
It was shocking.
And I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know there was going to be full frontal nudity.
And the sound of flapping.
yes, it was awful.
You went too far.
But that's what made it shocking.
Oh, it was just awful.
I don't think that
You
that had
expected
been-
me
what
to
do
be
you mean
quiet?
awful?
You know what? That was like the first time I think that I had ever seen a movie that showed like male genitalia like that. I'm saying it real.
Me too.
real proper.
What are you saying?
Me too.
And anybody's seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Jason Segel, like,
And I wasn't
one of the
wanting
first
to see
scenes,
it.
He is buck naked, like
Didn't wanna
flopping
see it.
around, like it's like I wasn't prepared.
No. And then I was a little vocal about it.
It doesn't matter what we're seeing. It could be a scary
It
movie.
is.
And
She's like,
Rachel's
"Oh," or
my God, is she
don't
going
open-
in there?
And I think
Shut
if
up.
there's a part
like we are in
where,
a dark room.
like somebody wants to feel like they need to applaud, you would do that.
for real.
She would.
I would.
Yeah, like somebody wants your input on every scene is what I feel like you think is happening.
No, it's true.
So you know.
Okay, fine.
There's
I am the
always
worst.
somebody in the theater like that.
It's me.
It's you.
There's always one.
There's always one.
There's always one, and it's her.
Anybody else have any
My
follow-ups
kids-
with laughter?
My kids make me laugh regularly. We have certain things, and like when they were little, and I can't even remember. I think it was Zach who originated it, but everyone says it, and it's haha, made you laugh, I'm off the hook. And so like anytime something is wrong, if they can make me laugh,
They'll say that.
They say that, and then they're off the hook because that's kind of the deal. That's kind of
off the hook.
Yeah. So it's not like that game that used to be on where you would make someone laugh. Was it make
It was
me
called
laugh?
Make Me Laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they make me laugh, they're off the hook for whatever trouble they were in.
I know that is
So-
true. When you're in the midst of just you're raging at your kids for some reason, and then like maybe I'll spit a little bit because I'm so upset, and then Maddie will give me a look like, "Did you just spit?" They call it my bulldog face when I get really, really mad, and then then it's like I laugh.
I'm sure there's a video of that.
I do spit when I yell. I get so
Take it down a notch, Kim.
get so enraged. Or my chicken scream, they call it. I don't know what a chicken scream is, but I get very high pitched when I yell.
Oh, wow.
I hope they're taking video.
You know
I
they
don't
are.
know. I would
I
throw
know.
their phones out the window if they did that. But yeah, my kids make me. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, my kids aren't funny.
Yes, they are.
I don't care for my...
I mean, the girls make me laugh. Jack has very subtle humor. Really, the funniest person that I know in my whole life is Joe.
Joe's pretty funny.
Joe, he is.
He's on it.
He's funny.
He is. He's witty.
So he makes me laugh every day.
He makes me laugh too. Not every day, but anytime that I see him.
We talk every day.
Well, after we hang up the phone, I laugh.
Yes.
All right, kids. Well, one thing that we didn't get to, and I'll wrap it up with this, with laughter, and we all know how good it is for you. Tracy was, I think I want to sign you up for laughter therapy.
What is that?
Don't you remember? Who was
were
it?
telling us
You were
about
telling
that.
me.
Yeah.
What
do
is that?
What is that?
There are actually laughter specialists out
Yeah,
there.
like you're supposed to like do yoga or like breathe
It's so
and laugh,
horrible.
and then
I sent you guys. I now that I know what
Yes.
you're talking
Just
about.
Google
I remember.
it. Google a YouTube video or whatever of a laughter therapy.
I shared with them a video of a lady who was forcing herself to laugh for like a minute straight, and everybody was supposed to do it along with her. It was so cringe.
Just so stupid.
No. No.
Okay.
So-
Well, you're not going to.
If you want laughter therapy, watch one of the shows.
Yeah, if you find yourself being more of just a grumpy person, maybe that's for you. Maybe laughter therapy would help open up the doors.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Up for Grabs today. Please like and review or recommend.
Share,
What can you do?
you know,
Share.
I don't know.
What else can you
or
do?
tell us a joke because we want to laugh.
Oh yeah, or just put in a joke there on social. What is our thing? Up for Grabs. I can't remember this stuff.
On Facebook, it's Up for Grabs.
Yeah.
Twitter, Up for Grabs podcast, I
Okay.
think. Instagram, I think it's just Up for Grabs.
Okay.
If you put in Up for Grabs, you should see us. Look
Okay.
for a teal
Look for our teal
microphone.
logo.
I don't know.
Okay. Yes. Please let us know what makes you laugh.
Oh,
And
we're also on TikTok. Let's try to do some jokes. We'll share something funny on there.
we have to be funny.
Well, if that's what we're talking about on this one, yeah.
Oh. Well, that's not going to work.
We'll try.
Okay. We're gonna look for us on TikTok because it's going to be hilarious. I think. I don't even know what that means. Okay. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to hear from you. And we'll see you next time.